Well, gotta say, your response was pretty disappointing. Yeah, you, you invite me to a challenge with lipstick on your face. I go to the trouble to, at least try to have a sense of humor about this. And, you just come back with, crap. But anyway, that's fine. I prefer just doing the talking thing, and I'll even accelerate the speed of my voice in this video, just so we just get to the fucking points, because it really isn't about, whatever, I guess that, it just seemed ironic. I mean, laughing's good, but no, I shouldn't try to attempt it. I guess I was way out of my comfort zone doing that, and that's fine. So you didn't like the video, great. I won't bother making the effort again. So let's get to the list of problems. And so I guess the crew thing came up. Yeah, your friends, that's what you called them. You defended them. Okay, fine. You're not a crew. You're just friends. And here we are in a political environment. This is a political environment. I would think in a political environment there should be some accountability for who you publicly call friends and who you publicly support and defend. But fine, okay. I'll just take care of hard drive on my own. You don't want to address the fact that he waved an assault rifle on a video and advocated the overthrow of a government. That doesn't bother you, okay? And I guess that's pretty much my point. That's the nihilism. That's the we'll get to that later. But yeah, you have no sense of civil responsibility. You don't care. The future is irrelevant to you because you won't be in it. That's how I see it. And you can call me dark, and you can say all this shit about my Charles Manson and all this other bullshit, and that's just fine. But that's just the fact. Maybe when I was 7 years old, I realized that yes, all these other people are equal to me. This is really serious business, this life stuff. There's pain and suffering. We got to have systems that work. I already knew that seven friggin' years old. It was all clear to me. That yeah, I have a responsibility. I can kill bugs. I can kill things. I impact the world. And became quite obvious to me. And when somebody waves an assault rifle in a goddamn video advocating the overthrow of the government, especially in the context of little things like 9/11 and Timothy McVeigh, who you went hysterical on. You went hysterical, on the subject of these horrible people, defending Timothy McVeigh. And now it's fine with you. You're quite comfortable with the whole idea. But I think you always didn't give a shit. You just give a shit a little differently now. Now you're even darker than before. Like I said, I mean, you haven't addressed hard drives video, haven't said a damn word on the subject. And to me, it was the most irresponsible thing when I think about it. The more I think about it, I think I've ever seen. It was ludicrous. It was, in context, it was just awful. And then when, fake Sagan defended it, and defends even worse. I mean, if they ever come for your guns, let me ask you the question, he wouldn't answer. So if they ever come for people's guns, even though an 85% majority or an 80% majority of the American people support gun control, more strict gun control, should the gun owners shoot the police when they knock on the door? So just answer the question, and we'll see how socially productive you are. What do you stand for? Do you stand for democracy? Do you believe in it? Well, I'll get to that issue, because that was one of the subjects. I have 10 subjects, 10 agendas. I'm not here for an ego bath. So once my agenda is accomplished, I guess I'm done here. I'll just be an artist, do the other things I was doing, before I sort of realized I'm running out of time, and I got to make, if I want to have an impact, I got to have it. I got to work at it. I got to make it happen. So we'll get to that. So let's get to the democracy issue. Let's get to one friggin' relevant social issue that I rarely ever hear you talk about. Real social issues, the ones that have a meaningful impact anyway. You once, in one of the question videos, and I think even one of them I even asked you, but there's this thing called instant runoff voting, and you addressed it in about 20 seconds, and pretty much just trashed it. You just took a dump on it, and that was it. Okay. And I would, let's hear your opinion on democracy. Do you think we should have a representative democracy? I'm not talking about, ballot referendums. I mean, you're probably intelligent enough, I'm intelligent enough not to let, the voters make critical decisions based on reading a paragraph of text. Lower all taxes, I mean, obviously, oh yeah, okay, good, lower the taxes, and, with no consequence or implication. I mean, obviously you need people representing you in legislative bodies who are going to be a little more responsible than that. But that's the whole point. Should atheists be represented in legislative bodies? Right now, our democracy ensures that any not segregated minority, that would include cigarette smokers, that would include atheists, that would include sadomasochists, that would include lots of different kinds of people who have significant numbers in population, millions, and will never have a congressional representative because they aren't segregated, because they'll never have a congressional district, because we aren't represented by our ideology in this country, we are represented by our geography. And it's a critical and catastrophic flaw in representation. Why the fuck should I be represented by the fact that I incidentally live in New Jersey, in a district in New Jersey, a very Republican district? I haven't had a relevant vote in my lifetime because I've never been able to ensure that my vote would go to somebody who would represent me. I've been pretty much ensured that my vote was going to go to somebody who would be the exact antithesis to everything I believed in, that he would call me his constituent even though I thought he was Adolf Hitler. And that's all I've ever had. That's how broken this, that's a critical flaw in this democracy. Critical flaw. And wouldn't you think it would be great to have the amazing atheist on the floor of the House of Representatives? Wouldn't that be an incredible American revolution? But you don't even talk about these issues. This is going right the hell over your head because it's not about your goddamn fucking penis. It's not about your life and your creativity, and that's what my point is. My point is we have a life that extends into the future. We impact the future. That's not a hard concept to understand. And you're just, you're like I said, you have given up on civilization. You made it clear. You talked about the Mad Max world that you think we're just, that's it. And you want it. That's great for you. So you can put your leather on and you can start fucking killing shit and, big fun. Well, sorry. I'm going to do everything I can to try to prevent that. So, but anyway. So we'll get on to the, I guess that pretty much covers the life crap for now. I mean, that's all I meant by it anyway, though. Watch a silly old movie like It's a Wonderful Life, and you get what my meaning is here. Okay, is that there's all this subtle crap in our lives. There's all this stuff. We have an impact. We change the world, and sometimes we can change it incredibly, beautifully, magnificently, and sometimes we can change it horribly. I mean, Adolf Hitler's parents, shit. Perfectly good people, and their whole life got fucked because their kid was a loony. And it's just, that's the amazing part of life, is that there's this, but I mean, you're not even taking any account for it at all. You're just, like I said, what is your agenda? You don't have an agenda. Your agenda is an expression of yourself, and that's fine. I have nothing against that. But this is a political type community. It's not just a express yourself kind of community.